Watch someone the exact second you tell them they did something well. Not a speech, just, hey, that was really good. Watch their hands, watch their shoulders, watch how fast they move. Before you've even finished the sentence, it's already coming back at you. Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could have done it. The good thing gets swatted out of the air before it can land. Sometimes it's just a shrug. Sometimes it's, this old thing. Sometimes it's a fast little joke that turns the whole compliment into something to laugh at instead of something to hold. And sometimes they hand it straight back. You say, you did great, and instantly, no, you did great. The parcel gets returned to sender before the wrapping's even off. So the tell isn't modesty. The tell is that the good thing is never once allowed to just land and stay. It gets caught in the air and set back down, every single time. So here's the question underneath it. Why would somebody bat away the exact thing every human is supposed to want, to be told, out loud, that they're good? And before you file it under humble, or fishing for a second helping, watch the speed of it. Watch how fast that no comes. Real modesty can hold still. It can take the sentence, go a little pink, say thank you, and let it sit there. This can't sit still for even a second. And the speed is the whole tell. Because a compliment is a small thing someone hands you. And to actually take it, you have to do one specific thing. You have to hold still and let it be true. Just for a second, agree that it's real. And that 1 second is the whole problem. Because the moment you let it be true, you've signed something. If it's true that you're good at this, then now you have to keep being good at this. You've agreed to a version of yourself you're not sure you can keep paying for. So they don't take delivery. Because you can't lose a thing you never let yourself hold in the first place. Watch what deflecting actually does. It cancels the contract before it can be signed. Oh, it was luck means, don't expect this again, don't build anything on it, I'm not promising you a second one. Anyone could have done it, quietly erases the person who did. It takes their own name off the good thing and hands it to nobody. Every deflection is the same small move. It's setting the good thing down somewhere it can't be traced back to them, so it can never later be taken away from them. Because if you never officially had it, then no one can ever officially watch you lose it. There's nothing to fall from if you never climbed up. But there's a second thing happening, underneath the first. A compliment isn't only a gift. It's a pair of eyes. It means, I was watching, and I saw you. For most people that's warm. For them, attention turning their way has meant something else for a very long time. Being looked at closely was usually the second before something landed. So watch which direction the door actually opens. When criticism comes, it walks straight in and pulls up a chair. It's remembered word for word, years later, at 3 in the morning. But when a compliment comes to the very same door, it gets stopped on the step. Taken in for a second, then quietly shown back out. Gone by morning. That's the part that gives it away. It isn't that they think low of themselves across the board. It's that they've built a door that only opens one way. Criticism gets a key. Praise gets left knocking. Ask them what they're bad at and you'll get a detailed list. Ask what they're good at and watch the whole thing seize up. They can quote the one cruel thing a teacher said in year 4. They cannot hold on to a single genuine thing said about them last week. It isn't a low opinion. A low opinion would let both in equally and just weigh them. This is a filter. It only lets one kind of evidence through the door at all. And a filter that only admits the bad builds exactly the self-portrait you'd expect. Not because the good things weren't true, because none of them were ever let inside long enough to count. So when you hand them something kind, you're not fighting their modesty. You're standing at a door that was built, a long time ago, to keep exactly your kind of thing out. And to understand why the door was ever built that way, you have to go back to the first rooms where somebody said something good about them, and then took it back. Picture a house where praise never came for free. Where every good thing said about you had a hook hidden somewhere inside it. You did really well and the kid's chest lifts, and then, so don't go getting a big head about it. The good thing and the warning arrive in the same breath. Or the praise comes, and 2 seconds later, so does the bill. You're so responsible and now you're watching your brother all weekend. The compliment was just the wrapping on a job. Or worst of all, the praise was real one day and gone the next. You're so clever, on Tuesday. On Thursday, the exact same thing you did was proof you were showing off. So the kid runs the numbers 100 times without ever meaning to. And the numbers keep saying the same thing. A good thing said about you is not safe to keep. It's a loan, and it gets called in. It's bait, and there's a hook. It's a mood, and moods turn. Whatever it is, it does not stay yours. So learn not to sign for it. And there's a second kind of house that ends up in the same place from the opposite direction. The house where the good thing simply never came at all. Where you brought home the thing you were proud of and set it on the table, and nobody looked up. Not cruelty. Just as silence where the well done was supposed to go. And a kid in that house learned something just as sharp. If good things about me were real, someone in this room would have said one by now. So any that show up later must be a mistake. So both kids arrive at the very same rule from two different doors. In one house the compliment was a trap. In the other it was a no-show. Either way, do not trust the good thing when it comes. And the safest move, the one that never fails, is to get rid of the good thing yourself before anyone else can. You can't have a compliment taken back if you've already thrown it away first. Beat them to it. Deflect it before they can revoke it. Drop it before they can snatch it. Say, it was nothing, before they ever get the chance to agree. That's where the speed comes from, by the way. The reflex you saw at the start, the "oh, it's nothing," that lands before you finish talking, that's a 30-year-old flinch. It's not fake modesty. It's a kid who learned, over and over, that the moment you let yourself hold a good thing was the exact moment it got taken. So they stopped letting themselves hold it. And now they're grown, and the reflex has no idea the danger is over. It fires at a kind word from a friend the exact same way it once fired at a parent about to change their mind. Now here's the part that shows you it was never really about them thinking they're rubbish. Because they can take a compliment perfectly well, from the right person. A stranger says, "Nice jacket," and they go, "Oh, cheers, thanks." Easy. It lands, it's fine, they carry it off down the street without a second thought. A shop assistant, a stranger at a party, someone they'll never see again, those compliments go straight in. No flinch. No deflect. The door opens fine. Then put that same person in a kitchen with the one whose opinion actually matters. The mother leans in and says, "I'm really proud of you." And watch it fire. Instantly. Hard. Same words. Same, "well done." From a stranger it's a coin they pocket. From the person who matters it's a live thing they can't get out of their hands fast enough. Which tells you it was never a habit, and never just personality. It's a switch. And you can see exactly what flips it. It flips whenever the compliment comes from someone whose leaving would actually cost them something. The praise they can take is the praise that doesn't matter. The praise that fires the reflex is the praise they'd give anything to be able to believe. Because a stranger being right about you costs nothing. But if the person who matters says it, and you let it in, and you believe it, then you've got something you cannot afford to lose. And you already know how it feels to lose it. So the more the good thing would mean, the harder they throw it back. They guard themselves most fiercely against exactly the praise they've been starving for. Read that again, because it's the whole cruel joke of it. The kinder the words, and the more they're needed, the faster they get refused at the door. Now here's the part that turns the whole thing inside out. Every single deflection isn't just about them. It's a small word said back to the person who offered. When you hand someone a compliment and they bat it away, some quiet part of you hears a "no." Not just, "No, I'm not good, no, and don't bother doing that again." And people learn. Not on purpose, the way water learns a crack. They stop handing this person good things, because it started to feel like dropping coins down a well that only ever echoes back empty. The friend stops saying, "You really helped me." The partner stops saying, "You look lovely." Not from coldness, just because every time, it bounced. So slowly, they quit throwing. And now watch what that builds. A person who couldn't let one good thing land, standing in a room where nobody hands them any good things at all. They spent a whole life terrified of having a good thing and losing it. And they solved it, by arranging a life where no good thing ever arrives to be lost. The reflex worked perfectly. Not one compliment ever got in far enough to be ripped back out. The door held. Nothing was ever taken from them again. And on the other side of that held door is the exact starvation they were running from. All the warmth was out there the whole time, knocking, and getting quietly shown the step. They never once go hungry for the thing they keep refusing. From the inside it just looks like the world went quiet on them. Never like they were the one turning the good things away at the door. And here's where you should stop, because you've done this too. Maybe not with strangers, strangers are easy. But there's one compliment this week you couldn't quite let land. Someone whose opinion you actually care about said something good about you. And you felt the reflex move. The joke. The, "oh, stop." The instant handing it back. You can probably hear yourself doing it. It was a team effort. I got lucky. You're only saying that. All the tidy little ways of setting the good thing back down before it could stick. And notice where you do it, and where you don't. A stranger praises you and you take it clean. The person you love praises you, and something in you ducks. That's the same switch. Quieter in you, maybe. But the same one. It fires hardest exactly where the good opinion would mean the most, and where losing it would hurt. And if you follow that flinch back far enough, it lands somewhere specific. Some early room where a good thing about you turned out not to be safe to keep. Maybe praise came with a warning stapled to it. Maybe it came with a bill. Maybe it came bright and then got taken back. Maybe it just never came, and you're still braced for the silence where it should have been. Whatever it was, some part of you decided a long time ago that the safest thing to do with a good word is to put it down yourself, fast, before anyone else can lift it away from you. But you're not 9 anymore. The person across the table isn't going to change their mind and snatch it back. When they say the good thing now, it's just true, and it's just yours, and nobody's coming for it. So the next time someone who matters hands you something kind, try the hardest thing there is. Don't deflect it. Don't joke. Don't hand it back. Just hold still for 1 second and let it be true. Because somewhere tonight, someone is going to tell somebody they're good, and a hand is going to fly up and swat it out of the air. And now you'll know what you're really looking at. Not modesty. A 9-year-old who learned that good things get taken back, still trying to throw them away before anyone else can.